Everyone has a scorecard. There's a story behind that. This is your daily message from Chad number 655 to upgrade your mental game so you can tell yourself a better story today. Because the most powerful story in the world is the story you tell yourself. This message is dedicated to Coach AJ of the Growth Compass. Anson, Dorrance, legendary coach of the UNC women's soccer team, implemented what he called the competitive cauldron system, gamifying practice with daily data-driven rankings. This system created accountability and generated internal motivation in his players. He attributes the team's success to having a clear scorecard. And the proof is in the pudding. He led UNC to 21 NCAA championships from 1979 to 2024, and at one point had a 101-game winning streak. Listen to how he explains his competitive cauldron and how having a clear scorecard brought the best out of his teams. Quote, "What we are trying to sort out is who is the margin of victory, who's driving performance, who's the albatross, who's the person you don't want on your roster. There's this social but also personal pressure that you put on yourself to climb the ladders. At the end of every practice, we assemble the data, and by the next practice on a bulletin board within easy sight of the field is everyone's ranking in every single category. You'll see these kids before practice go by the bulletin board and see where they are. At the end of the year, we get all these different categories together and then give a sort of final report card of their practice performance for the year. That's the competitive cauldron," end quote. How do you gauge how you're doing? Everyone has a scorecard. And it's probably not a physical scorecard where personal or professional progress is tracked. Most of us keep a tally of certain things, though, that end up measuring whether we feel we are succeeding or not. We get a feeling of satisfaction or discontent from those metrics. Recently, in message 642, I mentioned The 4 Disciplines of Execution by Chris McChesney from the Franklin Covey team. The third of the 4 disciplines in his framework is creating a compelling scorecard. If you don't have metrics, you don't have anything to judge how you're doing. The M in SMART goals is measurable for a reason. If you don't have a way of tracking progress, you can't know whether, at a minimum, you're heading in the right direction, and ultimately, when you've reached your goal. In my job, I go out and write business for the company. I like that I can track how I'm doing by an easy metric, $signs. Your job may not be so easy to measure. There are other ways to keep a scorecard apart from numbers. I have a grid that I journal every morning where I attach a quality to a task. For example, I want to have the quality or characteristic of consistency. So I write out something I'm going to be consistent with that exhibits that. Without a scorecard, how are you going to improve? Without a scorecard, you're just guessing. You can tell me how you're using a scorecard with your goals by emailing me at fromchadsmith@gmail.com. You can find these messages on YouTube by searching @FromChad. You can read the transcript of this message and hundreds of others at fromchad.com.